Hello everyone, my name is Raymond, also known as Rayvision, and welcome to the first ever in-game Need for Speed Payback Top 10 list. Today we're going to be counting down the top 10 tips and tricks that you should know for Need for Speed Payback. These will make your life easier, trust me. But before we get started, just need to do a little bit of housekeeping. So, first off, next top 10 list will be the top 10 fastest drag cars in Forza Motorsport 7. So, if you have any recommendations of cars, please leave those in the comments down below so I can be made aware of what cars I should be looking at and testing. As well, today's list was composed of both community suggestions from people I know who play Need for Speed Payback and are really good at it, and my personal experience with the game. If you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you agree, feel free to let me know. All that having been said, let's get into it. At number 10, we have the most important tip that you will ever receive with regards to Need for Speed Payback, and that is buy the game. I mean, like, it's kind of an important tip. If you're planning on playing Need for Speed Payback, owning the game might be a good idea, and maybe buy an Xbox if you don't have one, because that might, well, actually, you can play it on PC too. Don't know about PlayStation, should check up on that, but buying the game is usually a good first step. In 9th position, let's talk about automatic versus manual, to which my answer is automatic. Now, before you get angry and lose your shit, all you car fanboys, I myself tried playing this game manual at first, and then realized that first off, the control scheme they have for it is really weird, and second off, this game plays way better in automatic than it does in manual. It's not a racing simulator, it's an arcade racing game, which means it's meant to be enjoyed. And part of that enjoyment is not struggling with the manual transmission. And I will tell you that the manual transmission in this game is a struggle to deal with. So just put it in automatic, enjoy the game for what it is, because almost everyone does it in automatic. I know very few people who can do it in manual because you have to have a claw stance on your controller because of where the buttons are placed. Which is stupid, but that's how it is. At number 8, let's talk about part tokens, because I messed this up when I started playing the game, and then for anyone that's new, you will surely mess this up as well, or at least I think. When you receive a part that you don't want to equip to your car, you get the opportunity to either A, sell it for cash, don't do that, or B, trade it in for a part token. Trade it in for a part token, and I'll tell you why. If you sell it for cash, you'll get between like $2,000 and $5,000 max. If you trade it for a part token, you can use that part token to buy a part. Now, if you go to the parts store, there isn't a single part that's cheaper than $12,000. So, you can either sell for $5,000 or sell for a free part token, which can get you any part from like $12,000 to like however expensive they go. So, it is in your interest to collect those pieces, as and whenever you buy a new car, you'll be able to cheaply and quickly upgrade it to as high as you want and or need to. Number 7, some of you may disagree with, but for all you people out there who haven't started playing the game yet, don't play on hard, because I will tell you one thing, as the game progresses, hard becomes increasingly impossible. In fact, once you hit the later half of the game, you'll find yourself struggling with even the medium level missions. I'm not even just talking from my own experience, I'm talking with, from the experience that Nick has had with the game as well. He is spending a half hour on missions when it is on medium. And for all you guys that think Nick is better at racing than me, that should be the argument there to make you think twice about it. But you can try it nonetheless. Just enjoy the grind. In 6th position, let's talk about drifting. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, this is something that's kind of important, but very basic. And that is, when drifting between turns, use your nitrous, because using your nitrous will stop your score multiplier from going down. So by keeping your score multiplier high, you can get more points, more money, etc., score better on drift zones. So just use the NOS between turns, not during them, even though if you have an extremely underpowered car, then you might have to use it in the middle of turns, but ideally try and save the nitrous for the straights, not the turns. Now, number 5 is something that you will discover with experience, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a shortcut. And this really is a good tip to take into account. It was given to me by Tendy, and you're going to be hearing more about him later on in this list. But it basically is, when turning, hold the gas, tap the brake while holding the gas, and this will initiate a bit of a drift. And for some reason, trying to drift corners instead of taking them flat is a lot faster in this game. So you're going to see, try it out, practice it, and you're going to see that it's a lot easier to take corners, one, and number two, you're going to see that you're doing a much better job at maintaining speed. It also builds NOS, so you can hit that A button when exiting the corner and get that extra boost of speed. So just drift and hit them brakes. Number 4 is a tip for when you go and play online, because from my experience, when you go and play online, everyone is in maxed out, crazy, ridiculous cars and you cannot keep up. And because the lobby system isn't that evolved and it won't match you necessarily against people who have the same level of cars as you, I recommend only going online when you are certain that you have a car that can compete at the top level. So like Lamborghinis, like it has to be a really, really good car, or else you don't stand a chance of winning. And if you come in like the bottom 3 or 4, I don't know exactly what it is, you won't be getting anything for it and just wasting your time. So if you're going online, make sure you have a car ready to race and win with. Now, at number 3, we have a tip that may sound dumb, but for some people it doesn't make sense. Example, Nick. If ever you've seen Nick play Need For Speed Payback, he constantly presses the NOS button. Don't do that. Let it charge all the way up. The longer you're using NOS for, the more speed it tends to gain. And by that I mean, like, it doesn't have to be the whole entire complete bar, but there is a prerequisite of an amount of time you need to be using the NOS for it to have a significant effect. So just spamming it when you get just a tiny amount will end up being useless, as it will have almost no effect on what speed you're traveling. So let it charge up a bit before you let it rip. Now, number 2 isn't as much of a tip as it is a trick, and it is a reference to one of my friends, Tendy Gaming. There will be a link in the description to both the video and his YouTube channel, so be sure to go check those out, because on his channel, he features a money method in which you can get 1.1 million credits per hour, so be sure to go check out that video. It's really simple, it's really straightforward. It's just basically 2 races that end where they start, and they don't take long to do, so you can make a lot of money real quick with little effort by doing them side bets and them races. At number 1, we have do and finish the Need For Speed Payback campaign. Now, this one might sound controversial or just useless, but it does make a lot of sense when you think about it, because number 1, the campaign is fun if you take the time to enjoy it. Number 2, no matter what happens, the campaign will be an incredible learning experience, so see it through all the way to the end. Number 3, it's a great way to get access to some beginner cars and some credits to get started and Need For Speed Payback. And number 4, well, if you don't take the time to do the campaign, you're probably not going to get into the game, period, and you're going to have ended up wasting your money, so just take the time to do it. It's not like Star Wars where they make you pay to do a mission or something. So yeah, good times. Well, guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you all enjoyed the top 10 list for tips and tricks in Need For Speed Payback. That having been said, please be reminded that the next top 10 list will be the top 10 fastest drag cars in Forza Motorsport 7. So if you happen to know any really fast cars that go on the drag strip, please leave those in the comments down below. It will make my life immensely easier if you guys help me out with this one. That having been said, I do hope you enjoyed. If you disagree with the list, let me know. If you enjoyed it, let me know. Be sure also to like, share, and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. These videos do take a bit of time to make, and by bit, I mean quite a lot. And as usual, my name has been Raymond. Join the Discord server, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.